Welcome to Chad Hates Carbs. Today we're going to be making some cornbread, and unfortunately the cornbread recipe that I have that I'm really excited to try, it's only for small cast iron skillets. I don't have those. We have giant ones. You know, this is the smallest one I have, not exactly the size that they're talking about. So I'm going to be crazy and put it in here. I thought, hey, I'll just double the recipe and get all my stuff measured out, and then I realized the volume of this in this means that I would have a cornbread about that deep, and don't think that would work so well. So I'm going to put it in here, which hopefully will give me a little bit thicker option. Making this for my dad's birthday tonight, so let's get started. The main thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to start with a 400-degree oven. We're going to go ahead and put some peanut oil on the pan just to kind of get it all loosened up. And it says to heat it while we're making the cornbread. So we're gonna at least try to follow the recipe. So I'll be back once I get that in the oven and we'll start mixing this up. And yes, it did say bacon grease in the recipe, but I don't have any bacon. I know I'm a bad low carber. Don't have any bacon in the house. So yeah, I just went ahead and put peanut oil on there and called it good. So anyway, the ingredients, we're going to start with our pork rinds. These are just, you put them in a food processor and ground them up good. We have a third of a cup, which again, I'm going to tell you double. I'm going to tell you the regular thing, and I doubled everything. So that's a third of a cup of pork rinds, which is 2/3, obviously double. This is 3 tablespoons of grated parmesan cheese. Sorry, grated parmesan cheese right here. Then we have 2 tablespoons of whey protein isolate. Then we have half a teaspoon of baking powder. Then we have a pinch of salt. We're going to mix all this stuff together, all the dry ingredients. We're just going to kind of get that going. Try to get some of the chunks out a bit as well. You don't really want to have chunky any more than you're already going to get that texture from the pork rinds, because the pork rinds will definitely give it that more of that grainy kind of texture that you get out of a cornbread. Alright, let's get all that going. Alright, so our wet ingredients, what we're going to do is we're going to put in our various bits of wetness, which are the egg in here, beaten, 2 tablespoons of sour cream. I hate tablespoons in this stuff because it's kind of a mess, and I can't ever get all of it out of here. And anyway, it's not a very precise science, obviously, when I cook. So I'm gonna kind of try to get that in there. And then we've got a couple of interesting things here. We've got apple cider vinegar. Okay, so we've got a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And then we also have, and this is the crazy part, this is called sweet corn extract, and it is incredibly potent. It is a flavoring that's really expensive, and the only reason I got it is because my wife bought it for me for Christmas, because she heard me talking about this recipe and that I wanted to try it, but I was like, man, I'm not spending that kind of money on an extract. So she bought it for me for Christmas, which that's what we do for Christmas. Buy ridiculous things for our loved ones, right? Anyway, so we're going to mix this stuff. It says till evenly mixed. This is not mixing very well with my little thing here. Let's see if the fork will work better. Certainly jiggle more when I do this. Alright, let's see here. Not sure how evenly mixed they're really going to care about. That looks pretty good to me. Alright. So, then we're going to add wet to dry, which I think is like a rule or something. I don't know. I don't follow the rules. So, wet to dry. And then, stir it with a spatula, already there, until smooth. Not really sure how smooth this chunky stuff's going to be, but we will certainly try it. Carefully brush hot bacon grease onto the sides of the hot skillets. Again, we don't have bacon grease. Divide between which we're not doing because we're just dumping it in that one pan. This is, you can see it's not, there's not a ton in there, and that's why I didn't want to try it in that big skillet, because like I said, it would just not end up being very thick at all. Make it 400 for 8 to 12 minutes. So let's get our little pan out and see if, this is, yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Everybody's going to get a bite of cornbread tonight for dinner. Alright, so let's dump it in there. Yeah. Let's do it like this because I don't have enough hands. I need 3 hands. Alright. Let's put that in there. And this is barely going to cover the bottom of this thing. Ugh. So disappointing. I guess I should have thought about the fact that if it's for 2, and I was not thinking. So perhaps I'll have to make some different cornbread for those of us that are not low carbers. My mom and I can eat this. All right, so there we go. We will stick that in the oven for 8 to 12 minutes, and we'll see what we get. See you in a few minutes. All right, that's 12 minutes out. Checked it at 8, and the toothpick came out just totally wet. And now at 12 minutes, stick the toothpick in, totally dry. So it's looking good. So I did have to cook it the full 12 minutes. It's only risen. You can see, I mean, it has risen some, but you can see it's only about yay tall. So it's still short even in this smaller container. So I'm really glad I didn't put it in there. So we'll come back and try it in a minute once I've let it cool down a bit. See you then. Moment of truth. Cornbread. Let's see if it comes out. Go. A little stuck on the sides, even after I oiled it. So hopefully it's going to come out now. There we go. Looks breadish. See, it's not very thick. Let's cut off a slice. See how it is. Yes, I'm using a butter knife. Yes, that's a bad idea. No, I don't know why I did it. Looks pretty good. Still got a chunk of parm right here. Yep. So with little chunks of parm, that might not work out very well. Probably should have put it, sift in that or something. Let's try it with some honey. Some people like their cornbread savory, but I'm a sucker for honey on cornbread. This is fake, sugar-free imitation honey, so it's not real honey. Gotta say, that's really good. It's not as, I'm gonna say corny. It doesn't have as much corn flavor as I would have expected with that extract in it. It's definitely good. See if I can show you the texture a bit. You can see it's not bad at all. I mean, it's got like nice air pockets in it and whatnot. So it's definitely a reasonable option. Obviously, if you're going to make this, you need to, if you're going to put it in a big skillet, you're going to have to like quadruple the recipe or something to make it work. But obviously, I wasn't thinking enough, so it worked out. No, I'm a fan of this. I would probably actually put more extract in it even than what it called for, just because it doesn't have the full corn flavor, but texture is definitely pretty close. I mean, I gotta say, and you absolutely have no idea that you're eating pork rinds. I mean, there's no clue at all. You would no one would guess, basically is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'd give it a qualified, I'd give it an 8, because there's a good chance that if I cooked it in the right stuff, and I mean, it'd be better in cast iron, no question. Flavor could be a little bit better, you know, but definitely worth one trying again. So worked better than the last cornbread I tried. So until next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day.